I just already had the mindset, like, act.
What's up, Lincoln University? It's your girl, Ian, and it's your girl, Arm. And today we'll be interviewing different people about double consciousness and how it affected them. And have they ever witnessed it, and do they think it's a solution? So let's get into this video.
Good afternoon. Today I'll be interviewing
Miss Henderson.
Okay, do you know what double consciousness means?
Yes. So, you want me to define it?
Yeah.
Okay, so the way I think about it is how I went to boarding school, right? So I was one of 5 black kids in a very predominantly white school. So double consciousness, I had to be doubly conscious of myself as a black woman and also how I present to others, especially my white counterparts. So having to live almost this like double life of knowing who I am and how I present.
Do you think double consciousness exists in today's world still?
Yes.
Here to explain?
I think that there will always be these dynamics between black and white, and so I think that it will always exist because we have to always be conscious of white people and how they take our blackness or how our blackness comes off. You see it in the news every day.
Thank you.
Afternoon. Today I'll be interviewing Elijah. So today's question is, do you know what double consciousness is?
Yeah.
So have you ever experienced?
Yeah.
Can you explain?
Me and my little brother. My little brother, he go to this all-white school. And then when he out there, he act like me. And when he out here, he act like me.
So do you think it still exists today?
Boy, if you don't.
Why?
Cause that was recently. People still going through it.
Why? Thank you.
Good afternoon. Today I'll be interviewing
Miss Alfaro.
Do you know what double consciousness means?
Yep.
Have you ever experienced double consciousness or witnessed it?
I've seen it. I've experienced it. I'm a first-generation Latina in my family to have ever gone to college. So being on that campus, I knew what people thought of me, and I also knew what I thought of myself. So that affected a lot of the decisions that I made going into my field and being in classes where there were not a lot of women of color.
Do you think it's a solution to double consciousness?
I think that it's an issue that affects the society. So once we address it as a society, we can come to a solution. Right now, people are ignoring the fact that it exists. So once they address that fact, that's when the solution can come up and they can resolve it.
Okay, thank you.
Good afternoon. Today I'll be interviewing
Mr. Rodriguez.
Okay, so today's question is, do you know what double consciousness means?
I believe it's when people have a perception of you, and then you have a perception of yourself, and you kind of like fighting between to figure out what that perception is for yourself. Kind of thing.
Yep, that's exactly what I mean. Okay, so have you ever witnessed or seen double consciousness before?
I think I've seen it as like a kid growing up, because people have perception about kids in New York that they're like, super ratchet, or that they're like very uneducated, and that we have like no idea who we want to be, or we are just all kids in the hood, and then we have our own perception. So it's kind of like both perceptions fighting against each other.
Do you think double consciousness exists in today's world?
100%. I think it's in social media. Every time you look at people, they have a perception of them, and then they have a perception of themselves. So it's all over the place.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. Today I'm going to be interviewing
Amira Scott.
So do you know what double consciousness means?
Yes.
Okay, so have you ever experienced double consciousness?
Yes. Would you like me to explain when?
Yes.
So it was back in like 2016 when I went to Atlanta, and it was like I was in a town where it was a lot of white people, Caucasians and other races, and I just already had the mindset, like, act accordingly, because you already have a stereotype from others, so just don't give them any other reasons to act as if you are that stereotype.
Okay, so do you think it still exists now?
No, not to me, not really.
Why?
I feel as if you shouldn't have to act a certain way around other races, because we're all human. We all make mistakes in life. All of us at a point of time maybe judge. Yeah.
Thank you for your time.
What's up? All right, Lincoln, this concludes our presentation. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Bye.